Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly update video for Monday the 20th of June. This is going to be an especially short one. It's been a pretty quiet week in terms of news, although I would just like to say welcome to a couple of new people in the BVI Virtual. I've said it before and said it in tweets. BVI Virtual, in my opinion, is proving one of the most useful avenues to train up new pilots, and we have a great community of like-minded people who are becoming a great group of friends and are helping each other out. We of course have the knowledge base on bvipilots.net that anyone can add to, and that's all come together really nicely. Very happy with the way that's working. And as I said in the tweet, if you want to consider getting into it, there is a contact us form on bvipilots.net where just drop us a message, even if you have heard of us and you want to get into it. This is kind of happening more and more, and everyone's different. We can direct you to resources and the PMDG or TRAMP, and some people will try it and say, okay, it's not for me, but more often than not, people try it and they enjoy it. And don't get me wrong, it takes months really to get to a stage where you're what you might say is sort of toward the pinnacle of this, flying online on VATSIM, and maybe flying for the airline, but that will come, and everyone has to start somewhere. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into what I was going to talk about, which is the TFM blog. Again, you can always go read it for yourselves. This is just a summary more than anything. So what was talked about this week? The first thing was there was a midweek blog to talk about timelines, which was basically talking about that it depends on the type of aircraft, which is something of course we already relatively knew, or logically anyway. Depending on the SDK, future aircraft timelines will very much depend on that. There was a timeline given, which I'll read here. So roughly September 2022, the 737 rebuild will hopefully be done. March 2023, 77 777, and September 2023, the 747, which obviously requires quite a bit of work. They emphasize this is just a rough timeline, could change, could be shorter, could be longer. And it goes on to talk about confirmation of no partial support for features. So I guess what they're saying is some of the features previously have been very much, sort of released in new versions as they were being developed. I guess what they're saying is a feature will have a relative level of completeness before it's released. The new ILS system, for example, was given. So, pretty much complete. There's more that can be added to it, but as a feature, it's, single feature, it's pretty much completed, rather than just parts of it being there, because we know there are parts of TFM dialogues and things like the flight planner or whatever that aren't usable, although they're actually there. So previous things like that, I'm guessing they're saying, aren't going to happen in the future, which makes a lot of sense and is good, because no point having things if they don't work. You just get more support requests for things that are going to cause issues when they're not even finished. The blog that was released on Sunday was the week 4 rebuild, and I'll briefly skim over this because there's a lot of lists of things in here on the panels, which it's probably easier for you to read. But the flight controls panel has been added with information of spoilers, captains and co-pilots controls, and yaw damper, and the alternate flap system. So there's that. The navigation panel also with the VHF selector switch, the source selector switch, which I'm guessing is sort of your navigation source perhaps. You can change that if you have a failure on one of the sources, and various other things. Like I say, I won't go into too much detail. It does say on the email about this they hope to have a video demo out, so I'm sure that will go into a bit more detail, but if you want to read the full list of what's on each panel, then you can see them on the website. So, another week, some more panels, and it's always a good thing. Really, I think that's going to be it. There's not been too much. there should be more streams on the actual channel rather than just weekly updates coming up in the next few weeks, given that I will have more time and be able to fly properly again. So look forward to that. Keep an eye out. And of course, BVI events on the 2nd of July. All right, thanks very much. Have a good rest of your week.